Hi everybody, my name is Peggy O'Connor. I've been watching the videos. I love being able to put a face to the names that I see so often. Um, why did I decide to become a librarian? My background is as an elementary teacher. I was graduated from college as an elementary teacher, got a job right away. I worked first grade for 2 years. I worked second grade for 3 years, and then I worked third grade for 5 years before I was lucky enough to be able to stay home to raise my son Simon. When he started school, I started subbing. I'll never forget my mother in law telling me, "This will be great, you can sub." But I'm like, "Why would I sub? I can teach." And then I started subbing and I loved it. I was surprised by how much. I loved being in all the different classrooms. I knew every kid in the school. I was the sub who always had books and they always wanted to know what I was going to be reading that day. So I just really enjoyed it. I ended up doing 3 years long term as in a second grade, and then I did two full time years as a first grade teacher. Both those teachers were out having twins. So I worked 5 years full time, and then last year was the first year I was back to day subbing. An opportunity came up for a job back in the classroom, and the more I thought about it, the more I realized that it's not what I wanted to do. And when I talked to my local librarian and my family, I decided that I wanted to work in the school library. I think it's the perfect spot to be an asset to the classroom teacher, to help them to incorporate curriculum, to integrate lessons, and of course to introduce that love of literature to the students. So I'm really excited. I've been enjoying all the classes I've been in and learning about how to be a librarian. Favorite teachers. I had a whole list of my favorite teachers, and I was like, why are all those my favorite teachers? What was it about them that they had in common? And one thing that came to me is that they were all really enthusiastic, and you could tell they loved what they were doing. I think that's the key for whatever you do in life, to love what you're doing. If you love what you're doing, you're going to be good at it, and people are going to remember you. Mrs. Kinnell was my chemistry teacher, Mr. Pettigrew, seventh grade social studies, and I think Miss Evans, my sixth grade math teacher. They all were so motivated by what they were doing, and you could tell they enjoyed it. You could tell they enjoyed teaching what they loved, and I think that makes you good at your job. So again, I think that's why library might be good for me. I love books, I love teaching. It's where I want to be. And the last thing I was going to tell you, fun fact about me, I'm going to put that into a PowerPoint for you to see some of my cool background that I think hope you'll enjoy. Be back later. Bye.